Hey, in this short video, we're going to talk about the 7 ways that you can move through fear or process it. I'm Foxy.
And I'm Robert.
And we're the relationship healing specialists from
Love Life Matters.
We get that down, Pat. So what happened is Robert had a meditating this morning, and he came up with 7 things that we can do to work through fear. So what are they, Robert?
Yeah, so and what I did this morning in meditation is one of them. So there's 7 of them. I'll run through the whole lot, then we'll explain them to you. And the best thing to do is pick a couple of them for you to do and for your family. It's so important to do that. So in no order, and I call these the it outs, right? It's around the fear it out, is to sit it out. To sit and to be still. Right. The next one is to yell it out. The next one is to write it out. The next one is to move it out. The next one is to cry it out. And the next one is to breathe it out. And the last is to walk it out. So we're going to explain those a little bit with you. And then tell you a little bit about what happens with the brain with fear. Just really briefly. So the first one, the sit it out, that's what I did this morning in meditation. Now, you might have a different word for it, but it just means to sit still and be present with the fear. Yes, we can call it a whole lot of other names like anxieties and nervousness and scaredness. It is fear, and that's what every one of us seem to be facing right now. So I sat with it and I felt it in my gut, in my stomach, and I was present with it this morning. And then by being present with it, then came to me these 7 ways that we can process it. So that's the first one, is to sit it out. The second one, which I do every Saturday morning when I go out to a creek close to where I live, I yell it out. I yell that fear out. Yes, it's also connected or comes and manifests as anger, but it's actually fear that happens. I let it go every Saturday morning under the water. So I do it under the water, and I can still hear that gurgly energy of that fear and that anger coming out. And when I come up out of the water, there's something released from that, from me doing an almighty roar under the water. So nobody hears me that could be in 2 kilometers of where I'm at, because I roar it really strongly and powerfully and let it go. So that's another way that I do it.
And the third one
is
write it out. And this is one that I like using, is sometimes when I'm feeling anxiety or stressed or fearful about something, I go and journal it. I write it down, and I just don't take the pen off the paper. I just write. And it's not something that I can read back, because some of it doesn't even make sense, but it's not the point. Is when I'm writing, it actually brings up to my conscious mind exactly what's going on, and go, that's what's happening for me. Yeah. And the next one is move it out. So number 4. And this one I also really enjoy, is I put some music on and just move myself to the music, or the music will move me, one or the other. Or even if I just do it without music and just stand there and shake my body, or somehow move in some sort of way, whatever I'm feeling, I just express it through my body. And just like moving that energy through my body.
Yeah. So you move just like me, you move a whole lot of emotional states through your body. But you when it comes up, you can move the fear energy, that fear emotional state as well, can't you?
Because what I do is I actually just consciously move my awareness to wherever that is in my body. I notice where that I'm holding that, and I'll just keep my focus on that area, and I'll find that I'll just kind of like move it. Like a lot of it is in my shoulder, and so like I move it around and then move it, and I can feel it, and then it'll release. When I'm with it, and when I'm present with it.
Yep. Yep.
And number 5 is cry it out. Okay, I'm really good at this one as well, because sometimes the tears will just roll down my face and I'm just with it in the moment and just let them roll all the way down my mouth, down my chest, or whatever it is. It's just allowing those tears to flow and just cry. I'll cry on your shoulder, like, and just, yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've struggled with that one because of my cultural conditioning, social conditioning about being a man. But yes, I can do it now. But it's harder to do. It's harder. I can do the growl and the roar a lot easier than to let the tears come out. But they do happen for me, and it's so good when it does happen. It doesn't matter. It's part of releasing that fear that comes up and gets stuck in me. The next one is breathe it out. Now this is one that it is far more than just breathing, but in a sense, just do the breathing. Allow yourself to focus and to be mindful of your breath going in, breathing in, visualize it and go in, and then take it down even deeper into your belly. And that's, as I said before, that's where our fear is. That's where my fear is. It seems to want to manifest down in my gut. So I can breathe down into there and then visualize the energy coming back out in my out breath and coming back out. And do that quite a few times in a reasonably slow way and awareness way of being aware of your breath going in and out. It's it's phenomenal what you can do with your breath. There's far more to breath than just the oxygen going in and going out. So there you have it. That's the breath in and breath it out. Breathe it out, sorry. The next one is walk it out, which is another way that I've experienced many years ago, and I'm starting to do it a bit more now, to just walk with my fear, but allow, and especially to do it in a natural environment, on the beach, in the bush, and to do that and allow that energy of that beautiful natural environment to take that and to exchange that energy with you, which is not fear, right? And for you to release and process some of that fear in the amazing way of just walking in nature, walking it out.
So there you have the 7 ways.
Yeah.
We'd love to know what works for you, and you can comment below.
Yeah. The important part about it is to acknowledge the fear in whatever label or name you give it that's underneath fear, to acknowledge it, and especially at these times, even to acknowledge it with your partner, with your children in some way, age appropriate for your children, to tell them what's going on for you in your fear, but to acknowledge it, right? That you don't want to push it away or deny it, because it still is with you. So if you can do that, of course, you don't want to go over the edge of going into panic, because then that's when the breath work is probably the most important one to do at that moment, is if you go into panic with your fear. So you don't want to add to your fear by ruminating or pondering on it or thinking far too much about your fear. That's not helpful. Chop it as quick as you can if you're ruminating or pondering too long about it, because it'll take it and spiral it out of control. And of course, that's when panic can happen. So just be present with it. Don't add anything to the fear that's running in your body. Just be present with it, and it may even dissipate and go away for you. So, you got anything more to share?
Yeah, so just when you feel yourself going into story and thinking, that is the time to breathe and just find the awareness in your body where you're holding that energy. Is it in your gut? Is it in your chest? Is it in your throat? Where is it? And just take your awareness to that.
Yeah.
And that will help ground you and bring you back and calm you down.
Yeah, that's right. So I hope you got something out of this. Pick 2 of those 7 ways to process and deal with fear, and see if you can start with them, and even do them with your children in some way.
Let us know how you go.
Yeah, good.
Thanks
Okay.
for watching.
Bye now.